Hello, Collective, and welcome to the Humble Sage. If you're new here, be welcome. If you're returning, thank you for supporting my channel. Either way, you're very much appreciated. Today, Collective, we're going to do a general reading. Therefore, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And it's also a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it's for you at that time. I hope you're all well, Collective. Let us get a rune card and see where we're going to flow. Nice. Let's get stuck in. I shuffle these cards, Collective, but as I always say, I prefer to shuffle them on camera as well, so you can see. Please consider subscribing, Collective, as it can help the message to reach more people and also help my channel to grow. Thank you. Do you know, it's interesting, Collective, that flow should come up. You can see there in the background with the body of water, then you've got the land, and you can see a wand here with the sun and the moon. This is also speaking to me about alignment, but it's more than that. What it feels like is all of your elements, like in the world, is one. And what actually looks like that the emotion in the background, you see how it actually takes up the majority of this space here? There's a thing wrong with reaching into your emotional state and actually seeing what are those emotional triggers? What cycles keep on going there and why do they keep on going? That self-analysis is important, I feel. You know, from personal experience, people will try to trigger you all the time, right? People will try to come at you all the time. People will try to pick you apart just so that they can sleep better at night, continuing with their spell work, trying to block your crown chakra or whatever they're doing. You know, sometimes it's not even down to others. It can be down to our own self and our own thoughts of how we limit ourselves, but not realizing that they're limits. You know, it can be our own conditioning that we have from family, old groups that we used to be around, or it could be the workplace, you know, things like that, where we keep ourselves small. Because after all, just because you want more for your life, that doesn't make you a haughty person. That doesn't make any way somebody who looks down at other people. Like I always say, I don't believe that anybody's above anybody, and certainly no one's beneath anybody either. No matter how much people want to play on it and in some way want to perhaps poke holes in your achievements here, where they want to in some way, they can see your achievements here with this wand, but they want to try to send some tsunami or whatever energies they want to send in your direction. And it's just kind of sad because the wand is actually just there on the beach, minding its own business with a level of growth around it. You know what, Collective? So that wand looks pretty sturdy. And so it should be. Hold on to your passions, hold on to your achievements. You worked hard for it. You know, personally, I don't come from money. There's no chip on my shoulder, right? You work hard in life no matter what you want. You want wealth and you study wealth. You want success, you study success. We're not even talking about qualifications from any institute. We're speaking about in life as you grow and develop. You want to grow spiritually, then you learn from people with more experience than you who are perhaps more enlightened than you are, right? I, I certainly do, and that's life, right? At the same time, you don't make yourself small and say, oh, well, you know, I'm going to keep myself small just because other people don't like the fact that I'm getting on with my life. Of course not. And that's what you can see here. Having this time of rest here with the Four of Swords in this chariot. Most definitely moving forward with your heart here and communicating with your environment effectively and with yourself. It's the same thing, right? It's the same thing, especially when we look at how one is within the edifice. Within that edifice, you may feel safe with the Three of Swords, with your pain, and the truth of it down here. But actually, at some point, you have to step out into the world. You have to step back into society or wherever and say, look, this is me, this is who I am. A lot of people may not like it because what they didn't see was this. They didn't see along the process where you were in this traumatic state. They didn't, or they chose not to see it or stand on the sidelines. They chose not to help. Or it could be that perhaps you just isolated yourself. The divine may have isolated you for a reason, especially here where we see Hermes here, could have isolated you, right? There's nothing wrong with being isolated and working on self, working on what you need to. People who weren't there throughout the process, Collective, what right do they have to poke fun at you? Sending ritual work in a direction and whatever else. Oh, bless their hearts. They're just wasting their own energy instead of looking at their own life and thinking, what do I want for myself? Queen of Swords, exactly, the truth spoken here, right? You've emerged here, collective. Whoever I'm speaking to, you emerged here, and your truth shut down other people's lies, right? The lies and the gossip and the slander and all this nonsense. This can also speak to me about spell work that was done, mental magics even, right? So those mental magics that were done actually didn't have an effect on you, but actually those people that were throwing that out, all they did was groom the people around them. And justice, indeed, right? When we see justice here, the sword is being turned around the right way. Once you start to see through, even with the matrix here, right? You see how we are played, how we're manipulated in life, right? No one's above that. It's something you have to condition yourself out of. When you work hard to put down habits, addictions, uh, negative beliefs, people, places, and things that no longer serve you, it's not an easy process. It's not supposed to be. Life is not supposed to be easy. Life is work. Work, work, work. You work to have freedom. You work to have a higher state of mind. That's the truth. So people can turn around, collective, and maybe they want to say that you, I don't know, faked your career or businesses or whatever it is, but perhaps those people are just people that aren't doing those things, and they kind of wondering, well, hang on a second, how can this person be achieving these things because they didn't know about it? Well, that's the power of minding your own business in life. Indeed, look at this, the Eight of Wands in reverse, right? The Six, Spirit, where are we going? Eight of Wands in reverse, this Six of Wands in reverse, this Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands in reverse. Look at this. Whatever they tried to throw, collective, it just went back. They wanted this for you. They wanted you to be disconnected from spirit. They may not believe that you have whatever gifts, skills, whatever you've worked on, right? That's not up to you to worry about. Let them, if all they have to do in life is to pick you apart to make themselves sleep better at night, then what does that tell you? When you just, in some cases, you were nothing but supportive, right? You showed heart to these people. You were there to help them when they were in this Three of Swords energy to give the truth down here with the Fourth. But now that you've emerged, different, grown even, that they feel like, well, no, how dare you be in this energy? Why do you get to live in calm and peace? What choices did you make along the way? And then they look at themselves perhaps and think, well, hang on a second, how did I end up like this? And perhaps a little bit of introspection may kick in and ask the question, well, hang on, why am I so hell-bent on trying to damage somebody who did nothing to me? Here, Eight of Swords in reverse, right? The Nine of Pentacles in reverse, and then the Ace of Pentacles at the end. It's like whatever trauma you went through, you found power from it, right? No, if whatever state they tried to leave you in this self-imposed mental prison, well, that's not what you're in anymore. Tried to take away any abundance and your self-actualization, well, that didn't happen either. And at the end of it, you get the Ace of Pentacles because you followed the truth. You followed your own personal truth and worth. You did the inner work. That's very interesting. I didn't expect the reading to come out like this, especially with flow to start, because flow to me speaks about most definitely flowing with the universe, right? And that's not an easy energy to be in because you have to let go of things that don't serve you. And it can feel like the universe is punishing you along the way. But it's like you can see here how even the obstacles that people put along in the way, those obstacles, when you learn that all obstacles are there for a reason, they're a part of the pathway, you take the power away from people who want to damage you and harm you. Unfortunately, people who you thought were friends or family who actually turned out to be enemies the entire time. Once you grow in this state, you have a sense of peace because you know full well you had no malice towards those people in the first place. What you had was your own self-limiting beliefs that you've worked through, and that's how now you've grown to this point, collective, of saying, well, actually, I know who I am, and I'm working on that. I'm teachable in life. I'm not a hater, but actually just going forward with a sense of development, sense of self, and the daily struggle sometimes. No one's going to build a business for you. No one's going to do your essays for you. It's not looking for a medal, but you have to step up and do it. Work with what you've got, right? In some cases, maybe there's mental health issues. Certainly for myself, there were over the years. So stepping up and saying, well, do you know what? Actually, I'm not weak. I'm worth more than being bullied. I'm worth more than being put down. And rightly so, collective. A lot of people can relate to that. Perhaps some people who are haters, they're just holding on to the fact that they were treated in a poor way in the past and they're just reflecting that energy because they're mad at the world. Okay, well, the hermit, exactly, the spiritual counsel here. This message that I'm giving for somebody that's come out here, wow, what a channeled message to come through. It's very apt, even. Because sometimes you wonder, how did we get to this point? That indeed that people wanted to take away your justice and take away any opportunities you had, and they tried to in some way destroy you at the same time. Like, wow, you know? When we look at darker entities, sometimes like people don't realize that actually they're just being played like a marionette doll, right? They feel that it's their conscious decision to attack somebody who's innocent in a situation, who did nothing to them. And they feel that's justified, and they try to find all manner of justification, creating all this drama in their heads, when that's kind of silly. Because why would you need to behave like that towards somebody who was nothing but loyal? And that's what I get from this. Hermes here speaks to me about loyalty as well. It speaks to me about loyalty because of the balance here between Boaz and Yakin. It speaks about loyalty because this can be communication plus heart here. The universe is actually driving this chariot, not Hermes. He's in the driver's seat here, but this speaks about your communication with self, your connection with the universe, your crown chakra, soul chakra, and above that are connected to Nuit here. What a fascinating reading. Because these struggles that happened in the background here, now that you've sat here, these people might be down here somewhere and thinking, hang on a second, why do they get to sit in their throne? Why do they get to create for themselves? Why do they have so much self love? How dare they? That's strange because surely, if you go through life, even if you don't like other people's happiness, where's the self reflection to say, why am I so unhappy with somebody else's happiness? Somebody else's truth and worth. Interesting. Very interesting. We're going to grab a. We're going to grab the Hermit deck. Let's have a look. Spirit, please tell me about this Four of Swords. The Ace of Wands, exactly. There's something about your awakening here, collective, that really, really bugs people. And if that's the case, okay. Because at the end of the day, with the light up here, you're still connected to the universe. You're still flowing forward. So if people don't like your spiritual power and they want to try to poke holes in it so they can sleep better at night, well, that's nice for them. In the meantime, for everybody else in the real world, then you're actually just moving forward here with the chariot. Wow, the chariot with the chariot. Wow, wow, wow. What I'm getting from this collective, you move forward with heart. You can see your four pillars here, your four realms, Absolute, Bria, Yetzirah, and Asaya, right? Your four realms are coming together. You are absolutely flowing with alignment of the universe. People don't like that. That's not your problem. Then with the Queen of Swords here with the Seven of Pentacles, nice, right? You spoke your truth to get yourself out of a difficult situation, that you evaluated on the situation, you were able to reflect. And perhaps that's something that isn't liked by others because they don't have that level of introspection. Especially with Saturn in Taurus here, it's like you are creating your structure through your voice, through your expression, right? Say now you're nonverbal, okay? So fair enough, your expression is energetic. Same thing, right? Temperance. Yeah, what did I say? They tried to take this away from you. They wanted to keep you unbalanced, but actually they thought that lies and deceit were going to get them somewhere, but you still emerged as temperance. Eight of Pentacles with justice. Whatever they've tried to take from you, maybe it's financial or something like that, it will be returned to you because you're prudent and working on your life. That's how you can sit here in this temperance energy. Right? This temperance energy is both Capricornus and Scorpio energies on the left and right that feed into this cauldron of creation. The card as a whole is Sagittarius, this spiritual, philosophical nature. It's something that maybe people may say, oh, well, how does he know that or she know that? When they were, they were never a part of the process. So the question is, well, you're here, collective, and frankly, whatever knowledge that you've learned along the way from your trauma, your pain, and everything that was thrown at you, and you still seek to go forward in life with your heart open, your heart chakra open, and saying, I'm willing to help the collective, right? That you are indeed answering your calling here. then carry on, collective. Carry on with it, right? No matter what that looks like to you, right? I do readings for all manner of people, right? The Ten of Cups here, beautiful, one of my favorite cards. It's almost like what I'm seeing here is that people try to stop this communication. They try to block some level of Ten of Cups for you, collective. No matter what that looked like to you, it could be love, it could be. But within this card, when we look at the Rider-Waite deck, this card typically has the rainbow with the family. The rainbow takes both the sun and the rain to create. So if some of these people came at you, well, they didn't see the rain, they didn't see the sun even, but they want to criticize because you've worked hard to build a life and or working hard to build a life that you want. Funny that, right? Here we have the Six of Wands in reverse with the Six of Cups. They most definitely try to stop something to do with love, but something that's close to your heart, something that you were loyal to. Maybe they try to stop your business, right? Maybe they try to do something towards your family. It's kind of sick, to be honest. And how sad must you be to go through life to behave like that? And some of these people feel that's going to yield a positive result. Because the next card we have, why I say that is we've got the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles. This Hierophant and Queen of Pentacles is understanding of self and learning to understand yourself more. How the universal laws apply to you, your life, your surroundings, how you are feeding into your environment. And that's very powerful energy to have. It's very painful energy as well. To realize sometimes that you have been toxic in the past, that your behavior wasn't the best. But that's part of growth and development. No one's perfect. No one was supposed to be born perfect. But it's interesting how people that don't like what you're achieving want to make themselves out to be a cut above when they're there being hateful towards somebody who's humble and just going through life minding their business. But apparently you're the problem, collective. That's very interesting, right? Then we look down here, this Two of Wands reverse and the Tower. Whoever was creating plans in the background, collective, it looks like that's falling through. Like maybe whatever they sent to you, whatever spell work or whatever ritual they tried to send to you, actually, you're in this energy, but they wanted you in this. But now they're in this energy. They're like, well, where did that energy go? What happened to that energy? And that energy is being returned straight back to them. Like, think of this as being the tower, right? Then that's what's happening to this tower. It could be happening now. It could be happening for them shortly. But you know what? That's life. You know, we all go through towers in life. It's a part of growth and development. And look at this. You get your Nine of Pentacles, collective. This Eight of Swords in reverse because you freed yourself from this self-imposed mental prison. The universe is now matching that energy with this Virgo energy. Virgo energy to be beautiful, right? When we look at this, the Venus in Virgo here, when we look at this powerful energy, right? It is powerful energy because it's not just about material gain. It's not just about abundance. It's also about self-worth here, right? The power to say that maybe there was some sort of issue here and you've done something about it. The universe is matching that. And that's what happens, right? The Four of Pentacles with this Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Your stability has been restored, collective. This strong Capricornus energy here, right? And the Ace of Pentacles, let's have a look. Five of Pentacles in the upright. See what I'm saying? Whatever they try to create for you, whatever trouble they try to create and send towards you, the universe has balanced that out from Ketha, straight from the source, right? That is not going to happen. And it's interesting how it could be seen as you created something from being left in this state by being left broken or, you know, however, you know, I'm sorry if you went through that as well, collective. Honestly, it's not a great energy to be in. But you know what? You work your way through it and you can say, well, actually, I'm not a victim. I am not in any way broken. Because when you're healing, it's not saying I'm broken, it's saying I'm healing. Once you've healed, you can let it go. You weren't a victim in the first place. People tried to make you out to be a victim, but you weren't a victim. You weren't supposed to be. You're a survivor in life. You're a go-getter, a trooper, collective. These people try to make you out to be less than, maybe because they wanted you to match their energy, maybe because they wanted to keep you small, maybe because it didn't match their narrative of who they were telling everybody that you were. Well, boo-hoo. At least you've grown and developed and grown up in life, collective, and can say, well, do you know what? Now I can see the truth. no longer stuck in the forest, can't see the forest for the trees, but now you can see all the trees. You can see the forest floor. You can see above the trees. You can see your world entirely, is the point that I'm making. You are no longer left in this energy. You can see your world entirely. And judgment here. There is something about judgment coming along. But in the meantime, let's get, yeah. Indeed, I was having a lot of people sending fae spirits in my direction and whatever else. Bless their hearts. So it's interesting how I went straight to that. I didn't even... Environmental awareness, like I just said about the Nine of Pentacles here. And one more, please. Miracle healing. This strength that you're exhibiting, collective, is something you need to hold on to. But also remember to let it go, right? We can be in a state of healing, but if you keep on keeping yourself in a state of I'm healing, then where do you see the tunnel? Where do you see the end of the tunnel? And say, I've healed from that. It's now time to step forward, step into new boots and move forward in life to the next phase of your life, businesses, whatever it might be, right? And honoring your true feelings. Exactly. Speak your truth into the world, collective. Especially if your truth is not lies and nonsense, or actually you're just expressing what actually happened to you, right? We're actually telling the truth about what these people did behind the scenes to try to destroy you. Or maybe it's how you want a new business or a new career and you're going for it. Why would people try to keep you small? Just keep it for yourself to the time being. You know what I mean? But keep on growing and keep on developing, collective. I'm going to close out the reading there. Thank you very much for joining me, collective. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to read for you. And as always, please take care of yourselves.